Yo, what's going on? My name is Zone FanFic. Welcome back to the Sing Zone podcast. Here joining with host Breezy. What's going on, brother?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm doing fantastic. Fantastic. Yeah, how's everything going? How's everything been? You know, we took last week off.
Oh yeah. I was feeling a little bit under the weather last week. I'm feeling much better this time, so doing good. A lot better than before.
Hell yeah, that's what it's all about. You know, we got sometimes just gotta take that time off, get right. And I'm just glad to hear that you're doing better. You're sounding better.
For sure. Appreciate it.
Yeah. We have a very special video for you guys. Nothing too special, but it's gonna be pretty much our last video for a few weeks. Went on a hiatus. You may know by the title, but now you guys officially have been given that context. Of course, we'll talk about that a little further as this video continues. But if you're joining us today, much appreciated. If you're seeing this video after the stream, make sure to give us the stream a like, comment, and subscribe. Of course, check out the other channels. Link down in the description down below. Make sure to help support us, and we'll help provide you guys that great content. But yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and just get started.
For sure. Yeah, I had some news on Tower of God. So for Tower of God, we do have a new trailer for season 2 of the anime, and it previews the new opening theme that's going to be used for the anime of season 2, Rise Up. The anime is actually coming on July 7th, so not too far off from now. That's just like a week and a couple days, so it's coming pretty soon. I don't know if you've seen the trailer yet or not, but I've seen it, and I love the theme. It sounds pretty good.
The trailer, you know what? I'm not sure if I have seen it yet, but fortunately we have it here, so we can actually play it for you guys. And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make sure you guys have that. Tower of God. You said it was a season trailer 2?
Yeah, for it's the trailer for season 2. And it's specifically the trailer for the Rise Up thing that's going to be used for the opening.
Interesting. Okay. I love Tower of God, man. This is great news. Let's go ahead and pop in here. All right, let's pop in here. All right. Because sometimes you gotta pop out, and no, I'm just kidding.
Kendrick reference.
Hey. All right, here we go, guys. So one thing off the rip I see is 6 years have passed. That's a long time. In the trailer, if you guys have seen season 1, and just seen like what's actually like happening, season 2 is, oh my gosh. It's Jihad. Okay. Jovial Grace, a nominee of Fuck Slayer. You guys will find out what all of that means, because that's a loaded sentence right there.
Dang, he got snatched.
Wagnon. You guys are gonna find out all about Wagnon. See, they're a little bit lower in the tower, right? Spoiler alert: that Wagnon is a particular type of thing, and there are types. I won't spoil it. But Wagnon is an important character in the entire tower, right? But
実家門の時代は俺が終わらせる。大切なんですよね。なくさないよう気をつけてください。俺は絶対塔を登る。塔のてっぺんに登るんだ。
これより試験を開始します。
あなたはそこまでして塔に登り、何を変えたいのですか？俺はこの塔の王になる男だ。
Yeah, the theme is lit.
俺が変えてやる。俺がこの塔の王になって全ての陸人を変えてやる。行くぞベアレ。
Oh god!
Yeah, the theme is pretty lit. Like when I saw the trailer the first time, I was just kind of jamming to the theme a little bit. It's head bobbing.
See, and I hope they gave a little snippet into the intro. I'm wondering if that's what that was. The additional song, because they did play like the typical song, the sort of like the cathedral music in the beginning. That's their normal soundtrack, which I love. Hope they keep it like forever. Because it's going to be synonymous with the tower and the tower lore, but for sure they added like a song in here, which I'm not sure what that is, but
選別者王子なる。大切気をつけ。
これより試験を開始します。
What is that? I like that.
あなたはそこまでして塔に登り、何を変えたいのですか？
Yo, you already seen a little bit of Bomb's power on display. I mean, the guy is this guy is just ridiculous. But all right, here we go, guys. Uchida, okay. Boy, Zahard's ring with Zahard's ring. All right. I wonder if they meant Jahard. Because he's Zahard. That's weird. Okay.
It could just be a mistranslation. That happens sometimes.
Yeah, that's probably what that is. Interesting. Anyways, Tower of God, guys. Won't stay on the trailer for too long, but yeah, that's Tower of God. It's back in like 7 days, guys. What are we gonna do? This is why we're going on hiatus, guys. Unfortunately, yeah, but hopefully by the time we come back, we'll have a few episodes under our belt, and we'll be able to explain a little bit more as to our opinions on the actual anime itself, and maybe give some theory videos if you guys like some of those. Yeah, but let's go and continue on to the next one. What do we have next?
Yeah, another anime also is having a trailer. Well, is also on its season 2 in general, and that is Arcane. And there's also a trailer as well for that one.
Yeah, Arcane is back. Baby is coming back. All right, let's dive into that one. Arcane. I think the show it's able to stand on its own two legs, right? It's got something special, but you know, it's making waves as a Netflix series, and that's just super dope.
For sure. Yeah, Arcane is one that I've been trying to get into next. I just finished Cyberpunk Edge Runners not too long ago.
Ooh.
And a lot of people like to compare the two. So I'm excited to get into that one to see, do that comparison myself, because I had people that are like on Team Cyberpunk and people that are on Team Arcane. I hear those two being compared a lot.
That's interesting, because I think although they carry like their story is I think an equal in terms of strength or build up and lore and just execution. The story is different, but it's That's interesting that there are sides when it pertains to this, but I don't know. Here's the trailer for season 2, our new one. Came out 2 days ago.
Jinx!
Finally got the name right. Sister.
I will lead a strike team into Zone with 3 objectives. Locate Jinx, dismantle Shimmer, and neutralize any agents still loyal to Silco.
Your council is dead. Wrath must be made.
I forgot about this. The city, the council it was run by a council, right? And then toward the end of season 1, they were like, "Nah, F the council." I was like, "What?"
I didn't even know they roll like that.
I guess so. They here we go. They're trying to go the Star Wars route.
Oh man!
With wrath, we will have justice.
We can fix this together. There is nothing to fix. This is who I am.
Progress has a cost. And those who oppose it will be left in the dust.
Warwick's a ticking time bomb, just like this city. They'll have someone to play fetch with in the afterlife.
November, guys. Hey, we're halfway there, guys. Or we're already there, basically. Not even halfway there. Ay. Dios mío.
Yeah, that's coming really, really soon.
So we gotta catch up on that. Gotta catch up on keep up to date with Tower of God.
Yes, Tower of God.
Going on, yeah.
I feel like there's another one as well, but I can't think of it at the moment. But yeah, there's a couple of them. A good bit of them actually.
Oh, of trailers or other
trailers? Other anime to keep up with. Like there's so many coming out between like that April through July time frame alone.
I'm gonna drop a watch party list in the Discord. It's gonna be available for all. So for anyone that's interested in joining us for a watch party, I will be dropping this occasionally on Twitter. And we may take this to Twitch for the live stream. And then we will also provide thoughts on other channels as well. Again, special notes coming at the end of this video. So if you're here for that, much appreciated. You guys are a real one. And yeah, let's just continue. What's next?
Yeah, so speaking of keeping up with things, Black Butler. So the official Twitter account for Square Enix's G Fantasy magazine, they actually announced on Monday that Yana Taboso, who is the mangaka or the author of the Black Butler manga, he is actually putting it on hiatus. So on the actual Twitter post, it included a statement from Taboso himself stating, I said herself, my bad, stating that she'll be conducting research and making preparations as the manga heads towards its climax while it's on hiatus. So I noticed like a lot of this been happening to a lot of manga in this time frame. We had Hunter x Hunter, which that's understandable because he has health issues. JJK recently went on hiatus. My Hero Academia recently went on hiatus. Feel like there's another one I'm missing here that's on hiatus as well. And now there's Black Butler. So this is like a time frame where a lot of mangaka are just sort of taking a break.
Yeah, it's summertime. I mean, it's to be expected in a way. It's the perfect time for people to get outside, and this is probably the best time of year to do that. So, just from a marketing standpoint, that makes sense. It'll give, I guess, creators the opportunity to create some backlog, and then also refresh, also get outside as well. And then yeah, it's just. I mean, but that's just surface layer view right there. So I can't exactly say at this moment why these certain creators are doing that, but that does make sense what you're saying, Breezy.
Yeah, in her case though, I think it'd be good, especially considering she's saying that the reason why, or not even the reason why, but during the hiatus, she's going to be doing some research and making preparations for the manga while it's heading towards its climax.
Mhm.
So, I mean, to me, that's just a win-win for the readers as well as the mangaka. I know people like they want their next chapter and they want it now, but you know, we got to remember these are people and they need a break sometimes too.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
it means more you know, more quality work, more power to them.
100%. 100%. Yeah. I could not have said that better myself.
We also though got some news for JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. So there was this online game that was announced way back, I think, in 2020. That was a mobile game for the JoJo series. The developers for it are K-Lab, and they announced on Wednesday that this game is resuming development as an online mobile game, just coming to, I think it's just coming to like iOS, Android, and that sort of thing. They've now attained a partnership with Beijing-based Wanda Cinemas Games. So it's a Chinese company, and the game is expected to be released sometime in 2026. So me myself, I haven't played a lot of JoJo's games like that. I had like this really old JoJo's game back on like, man, like Sega Dreamcast, like back when I was like really little. And I got like JoJo's All-Star Brawl on PlayStation 4. So I'm a little bit familiar with the JoJo series, but I think it's a good thing that you know, they're still making more games for the series, and then the series is alive, and yeah, it's just a good situation all around for JoJo's.
Interesting. Yeah. It's so you're saying that they are taking new developments into their project into creating a new game.
Yeah, so this game was announced way back, like 3 years. No, we're in 2024 now. So this game was announced way back, like 4 years ago. It was supposed to come out, I think, like 3 years ago because it was set to be released, I think, in 2021, sometime after it was announced. But they never. I'm assuming it went through like some kind of development hell, so it's just stuck and paused. But now they're resuming development now that they're getting help from this other Chinese-based company based on their new partnership.
Interesting. I wonder if they're taking more of like a Sekiro route, or more of like a maybe like a Street Fighter route, because I can only imagine it being like being playing like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, just something like that.
Yeah, they typically do because the games that I just mentioned that I had like way back on my old Sega, that was very Street Fighter-esque. It was like Street Fighter 2, like Marvel versus Capcom style,
Yeah.
side-scrolling 2D beat 'em up type game.
Yeah.
And even like JoJo's All-Star Brawl that I mentioned that I have on the PlayStation 4, that plays a lot like between like a Street Fighter and a Tekken. Because it's not as 3D-ish in movement as like a Tekken game, but it's not as 2D in movement as like a Street Fighter. It's sort of in between. So I imagine, like you said, it would probably play something like that as well.
Interesting stuff. Okay. Well,
Also, Kaiju number 8, season 1 has concluded. So I was wondering, like your overall thoughts on that, and just like a little bit of a recap on what we thought on season 1. And by the way, season 2 was announced as well on Crunchyroll. So Kaiju number 8 is just rolling.
It's cooking. It's cooking for sure. 100%. Yeah. Season 1, I actually, today was the day that it concluded. So I thought it was quite interesting. For the anime itself, I didn't expect it to be as good as it was. I in terms of the animation quality, but it was actually very, very good. It was consistent all the way through. which I appreciate in terms of, there may have been some highlighted moments which are to be expected, but yeah, it along with animes like Windbreaker and Demon Slayer, like they all had phenomenal concluding seasons. I don't quote me on the Demon Slayer thing, but I believe it's either, if this is not the last episode, next week won't be. But in terms of Kaiju number 8, yeah, Kafka Hibino absolutely killed it on the screen. We got to see his character a little bit and how that's portrayed. The voice actor did a phenomenal job, both in terms of crisis and also in terms of the slice of life moments. I really like the character, how they kind of emphasized on certain characters, which I didn't think that they would do as much, give as much screen time to those characters, which I very much appreciate. So yeah, hats off to Kaiju number 8. Very, very good season 1. I'd compare it in ways to anime such as Solo Leveling, which is also due to coming out with a second season as well. So yeah, Kaiju number 8, like I said, it's the year of the Monsterverse. We've said that for some time now, so yeah, they absolutely killed it.
Is it me, or am I the only one during like the season finale when Kafka's mind completely got taken over by the kaiju and it started moving towards do you pronounce his name as Isao? But when it started moving towards him, the way that it did it kind of give you like Venom symbiote vibes? Because that's the vibe I kind of got from that.
In terms of it moving toward, yeah, that's interesting that you say that. I don't know. It gave me Naruto vibes.
Naruto almost. Okay.
Specifically like Nine-Tailed, pre-war arc, pre-time skip Naruto. Or even maybe like a little bit of post time skip Naruto, Nine-Tails. Now in that moment, just how it's displayed, I think they did a very well job at that. Again, this anime is not trying too hard to be anything other than itself, which is the main highlight here, right? It's doing a very well job at executing what it is supposed to be, or what it wants to be itself, right? So yeah. I mean, I in terms of like, it's just to go back to what you said, maybe symbiote vibes. Yeah, I can see what you're saying. I can see what you're saying. I can see what you mean in a way.
Because it seems more like because it seems more of like a I mean, I get what you're saying by Naruto with the rage aspect, but it seems more like a parasitic relationship to me. That's why I brought up the Venom symbiote thing.
Oh, I mean, yeah, in a way, yeah. Well, here's the thing. I think they're not inherently different. Because in a way, the Nine-Tails was like a parasite for Naruto, right? It was, and I hate this.
Yeah.
I hate to bring this back to the mainstream, but it was sort of like a parasite to Naruto. It was trying to basically didn't want to have Naruto to have control over it, and so it tried to basically override his chakra and take over Naruto's body, right?
Okay, I can see it from that perspective.
That's essentially what, I guess, in a way, in that moment, it appeared to be for Kafka Hibino, right? But yeah,
but like you said though, I want to bring back up the fact that in season 1, I do like how they added those bit of character moments that you didn't expect. Like, for example, when Vice Captain Hoshina, when he was fighting Kaiju number 9, and he was just getting like wrecked throughout that whole fight, and he was just slumped, and then it brought back like his flashback. That made me think, I was like, this is the end for this man. Like, they're doing the flashback scenes. They're trying to make you feel like we're about to bring in the flower and the toll bell. It's like, oh man.
Yeah.
But he actually ended up surviving some type of way. But I do appreciate them going back in the past and kind of fleshing out the characters a bit more. Because I something that I was wondering was, I'm like, okay, everybody else, they typically have guns and stuff like that. So I did always wonder in the back of my head, why is this guy, going around fighting around, with the blades? I'm pretty sure, it's that just to look cool kind of thing. So it was cool when it was revealed, he doesn't have a talent for using guns at all. So he relies on the blade. So I thought that was a good little tidbit of information to include. And then when they included that information, they had him talking to the captain. I was like, okay, so I know she's going to pop up at some point to finish up Kaiju number 9, because they're alluding to the fact that you need a gun to take them out. The blades aren't going to do. I just didn't know. I didn't figure it was going to be done in the same episode. Like, I thought the way that they were setting it up, they were setting that man up to be gone. But it was a good episode regardless, though.
They should have. That was a perfect setup moment.
Yeah.
I mean, but thinking back, they shouldn't have. Now that I think about it, they shouldn't have. I think they did a good job, but in that moment, it would have made sense, right? It would have made sense to kill him. But the way they played out the rest of that episode, in particular, I was not expecting them to end the way they did. But because I wasn't looking at the time, I wasn't checking the time or anything. I was like, okay, interesting. This video is this episode is going on for a while, and then all of a sudden, I was playing through, and I'm like, whoa, it ended right here. Interesting. Trying not to spoil you guys, of course. I think we're talking about episode 10.
Yeah, that was a couple episodes back from the very last one. It had been episode 10, either episode 10 or episode 9.
Yeah, one of the two.
One of the two, yeah.
Yeah. Kaiju number 8 is on a roll. All right.
It's been doing pretty good. Want to move on to our next one?
Next one, yes, please. Next one is going to be Windbreaker.
Oh yeah, we were just talking about. We mentioned it too.
Windbreaker. The first season has also concluded with Windbreaker ending in 13 episodes. Second season is set to come out in 2025. No months, I guess, to be determined at the moment. But as soon as that news comes out, we'll make sure to let you guys know. Also, for Windbreaker, like I am genuinely liking Windbreaker. Like I like the manga, but in terms of how the anime, the motion, the pacing, animation the animation isn't terrible, right? It's not bad in the slightest, but I really enjoy how they're expressing things in the moments that they have, and just pacing, how they choose to kind of spread out the episodes, right? It's everything. The high schools have, basically it's a new turnaround. It's a new turnaround point. In the last episode, we see that the high schools have basically came to an understanding. Things are, or somewhat of an understanding based off of their mini tournament, but things are, I think, things are going to be interesting. They're going to get interesting very fast. I don't want to say very soon, but one thing that Windbreaker does do is they know how to pace, and they know how to create moments, right? So Windbreaker, I think, is here for the long run, to finish its manga, and yeah, it's gonna kill it. It's gonna kill it. I'm loving the first 13 episodes. I'm loving it. I'm loving the character development. I'm liking it. It just makes sense for season 1. It's the prime time to do so. But yeah.
Ooh, I'm on Tower. Well, I just finished Terror and Resonance. I'm on Tower of God right now. I've been wanting to add. Well, Windbreaker is one on my list. I don't know if I want to get directly into Windbreaker right next after those or Spy X Family, but Windbreaker is one I've been wanting to check out. Somebody else that watched the series told me it's a lot like Tokyo Revengers in a way.
Okay.
Where it's basically just
I can see that.
and you told me to check this one out as well. But it's basically like, from my understanding, like high school kids or rival high school kids duking it out for the most part.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to check this one out at some point. Most people that I know that watch this one have positive things to say about it.
When I was watching the episodes, I'd find myself asking like, "Whoa," or saying things like, I did not expect that. Like, that is some brutal stuff right there. Like, these are high school kids, you know? Like,
I can see that.
These are high school kids. I gotta keep reminding myself these are high school kids.
Yeah.
Calm down. What the heck?
Like, chill.
What high school do you go to, bro?
Yeah, I've seen clips of Windbreaker, so I know a little bit already of what you're talking about.
It's crazy.
But it gets crazy.
Next up, though, we have Dead by Daylight. Dead by Daylight. The Dead by Daylight game series received a manga title, Dead by Daylight fan comic anthology, which was published on June 28th. Dead by Daylight is an online multiplayer game where one player takes control of a killer who must hunt down the 4 players. The goal of the 4 players is to escape the killing ground. It features a wide cast of killers from other media franchises, including Silent Hill, Halloween, Stranger Things, and others. What?
Yeah, you never played Dead by Daylight?
I mean, a little bit, but not really.
Yeah, I played Dead by Daylight like a long time ago, like a couple years ago, I'd say. Last time I played Dead by Daylight was like 5 years ago. I didn't even know that the game was still going on. But apparently, like, it's expanded so much where it's got a whole bunch of different characters from all these different kinds of game series at this point. It's crazy.
That is insane. Stranger Things and Halloween?
That's what I'm saying. I didn't even know that it had characters from Stranger Things. Like, last time I played Dead by Daylight, like, they had their own original characters that kind of resembled characters from the movie series. But apparently between time, like, it's blown up to where like they get all these characters from other franchises in now. It's crazy.
That's dope.
For sure.
Dang.
Moving on though, DanDaDan. So the official website for the television anime of Tatsu's DanDaDan manga unveiled last Tuesday a second promotional video and a key visual. They also revealed 3 more cast members. In addition, DanDaDan First Encounter the movie will debut early in theaters, beginning with screenings in Asia on August 31st this year, in Europe, and it's coming here to North America on September 7th.
What?
So that is not too far behind.
Movie?
Yeah, so the screening for the movie will also expand to over 50 countries, and that's going to include Latin America, Australia, New Zealand, and Africa throughout the month of mid-September. So that is pretty dope news for DanDaDan.
What the heck? I did not expect this. You know, that is fantastic. This is how you start a series. I don't care if it's canon, non-canon. Give me DanDaDan. You know, this is crazy.
Yeah, especially considering like the anime was you know, it was just unveiled to be starting this summer not too long ago. So that's a good role for this series as well. Like, if you're going to start a series off with a bang, that's the way to do it.
100%. Dang. Fantastic news. Dang. We're gonna make sure to run a watch party or something whenever that comes out. Because yeah, for sure, we're watching that for sure.
September is not even too far off. That is like 4 months. No, not even that. It's 3 months from now. And time, it just, I don't know where time goes, but it flies. So
it flies. Yep.
that is pretty soon. That would definitely be good for a watch party.
Yeah. Next up we have the Watchmen animated series. How are you feeling about this? First off, what are your initial thoughts from hearing that?
Okay, I like Watchmen as a series, and I like the Watchmen characters. So just hearing that initially, the first thing, just hearing that gets me pretty hyped. So I haven't seen the actual trailer yet for it. So it depends on what the trailer looks like.
Well,
I'm hyped just hearing that though.
I got something for you.
Okay.
There we go. Here's a trailer right here.
Someone's picking off costumed heroes.
Oh.
Maybe this was a political killing. No. Somebody knows why. There is good and there is evil, and evil must be punished. I do not do this thing because it is permitted. I do it because I have to.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie, that was pretty cool. So I was already excited for it, but that gets me a little bit more excited because even though it's a like a 3D style, like it has a like a 3D comic book look to it though. I really like the comic book style aspect to it. It almost, they did it in what's another movie I can think of? Sort of like how Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse did it, where it was a 3D style, but it was still
fluid,
comic bookish, and it was very fluid.
Yeah.
It still looks very fluid even though it's 3D, and it has that comic feel to it, and I love that.
Yeah, 100%. Some movies that came to mind is like the Batman animated movie that came out is one.
Oh yeah.
Batman Ninja, I think.
Oh yeah, Batman Ninja did it pretty good.
But also, yeah, what you said too, the Spider-Man animated movie too. Like, I am ready. Drop this today.
Right.
Watchmen is one of my favorite movies of all time, favorite franchises of all time. And there will be, I'm wondering if they'll do this uncensored, right? Because that would only make it that much better. They've got to play it on like Netflix, right? This is just, it's, I want to cry because it's so beautiful.
Don't cry.
Yeah, but it's this is crazy news. Honestly, a Watchmen animated series. This will hopefully get people that aren't generally, they don't know what Watchmen is, and it'll get them into that type of WB type of mindset, because it kind of also reminded me of like a WB type of move. And am I, maybe is it WB or where did Teen Titans play? Was that on the WB?
That was on WB. Yeah.
Yeah, then for sure. Yeah, that same type of atmosphere, right? But yeah, dang. I enjoyed it. Next up though, I think we're gonna fly through this pretty quickly. Series.
Oh yeah, we have our movie segment. So
we do that though. Before I forget. I don't think we even mentioned it. Did we even mention it?
What was that?
You know what? No, we have not mentioned it yet. You know what? Disregard. Let's go ahead and continue. Series.
Okay. So, A Quiet Place Day One. So we talked about this movie on the pod before, but finally the movie is out. It came out a couple days ago on the 27th in theaters. So if you haven't seen The Quiet Place Day One, it is actually out yet. That is the movie that is the prequel to The Quiet Place, which was that movie where everybody had to be silent because there were these creatures on the earth that were blind, but they can hear like extremely well. Like as soon as you make a peep, like they're already there where you're at, and they get you just like that. So this is a sequel that actually shows like how it all happened and where they got to where they were. So this one, huh?
Sequel or prequel?
Oh, if I said sequel, I messed up. I meant to say prequel. So this is how it all started. So this one I kind of excited to see. I want to see, how that ended up happening.
Yeah, no, 100%. I need to go check this out ASAP. Dang. Good stuff.
Yeah, and it's got a pretty good cast as well, I hear.
I think we played the trailer for it.
We did, yeah, on the podcast before.
Yeah, so maybe we'll link the video of that podcast to this, and then of course timestamps will be included in that as well. So make sure if you check this video out and at a later time to also, if you're looking for that trailer, if you're looking for our reaction to that trailer, make sure to click the link down below. Much appreciated.
For sure. There is another movie. I hope I'm saying the name of this name right, but Nosferatu. So there's actually a trailer for this movie. It is a new vampire film. It's directed by Robert Eggers, who also was the filmmaker for The Lighthouse, The Witch, and The Northman. And I've seen all three of those movies. I thought that he has like a very specific style to him, but he knows how to make a movie eerie and like uncomfortable. All his films kind of give me that kind of feel to them. But a little bit more information on Nosferatu. It's a remake of the 1922 silent film of the same name from director F.W. Murnau. Robert Eggers is crafting his own version of the story for the reboot as both writer and director this time, with Bill Skarsgård stepping into the shoes of Count Orlok, which I'm assuming is the main character of the movie.
Yeah, the man's a vampire.
Yeah.
Watch it, that stupid shit. All right, let's go ahead and check out the trailer, guys. Let me see. Let's go back, and then Universal. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. There we go. All right.
Oh no.
Yeah. Yeah. Whoa. Whoa. Oh, that was a vampire movie, guys. Not just a horror movie, but that's how it should be. That's what I'm talking about.
It's gonna be an eerie kind of watch for sure. Like I said, I've seen as soon as I saw Robert Eggers is making it, like I know it's gonna have a very very eerie, like uncomfortable feeling to it that's gonna keep you like intense, like locked in throughout the movie. Because I've seen his other films and they're like that as well. And that is the complete vibe I got from that trailer.
Yeah, this is gonna be some stuff. This is gonna be some stuff in this movie. I gotta go back and rewatch the original because this is apparently a remake. But a beautiful remake nonetheless. If you guys can just look at those, if you guys from what you guys have seen. I mean, it speaks for itself. And that is just insane.
For sure.
But yeah, that definitely got to go see that movie when it comes out. Of course, new information as we get it, we'll bring to you guys. Make sure to bring to you guys. But yeah,
because I think the trailer for this one, there wasn't a release date for this one as of yet. And I was just looking real quick while the trailer was playing. I didn't see a specific release date for this one yet. So
let me go back and see if they released a release date. Only
I don't think so.
No, they didn't.
So it's coming sometime, but it's looking good though.
Yeah, so we'll get as soon as we get that information, guys. They didn't even release a release date. They just dropped the entire trailer on us and said, "Yo, they'll like it."
Yeah,
no release date. They don't need a release date, Just play the trailer.
Right.
Facts, man. That is crazy. Next up we have Green Lantern. We brought you guys some Green Lantern news just a few weeks ago, but some new confirmed information has been released. A new Green Lantern series has been greenlit for HBO. At the moment, that's all I pretty much know.
No pun intended, right? Green Lantern has been greenlit.
Has been greenlit, yeah. No pun intended. Yeah. That's yeah, I mean HBO, it's got to be some serious stuff. It's releasing on HBO. HBO just doesn't release any old whack stuff.
I think with this one, from what I've heard, this one is going to have both Green Lanterns in it, the Hal Jordan Green Lantern and the John Stewart Green Lantern at the same time.
Do you foresee it being some dark aspects to it? Maybe some some violence in there?
I think so, because from what I understand, the premise of the movie, it's supposed to be an Earth-based mystery where they're investigating some kind of murder, and that was the synopsis that I've read so far on the film. They don't have too much else on it, so as soon as I hear like mystery and murder, immediately like it makes me think that it's going to be probably a darker film.
Is it a film or a series? Because I know there's a film coming, right? And there's also a series that we also speculated that could also have some darker aesthetic to it based off of previous synopsis, right?
This is a series. If I said it was a film, that was a I misspoke on my part on that one.
Okay, yeah, just to clarify for the
audience. Yeah, this is a series, not a movie.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm damn sure watching this one. Heck yeah,
for sure. Like anything good with Green Lantern would be pretty good, because like I said, and I think I said this one right on our last podcast too. Like the last thing I seen with Green Lantern was like that old movie that was made back in the mid 2000s that had Ryan Reynolds in it, and I absolutely hated that movie. So they need to fix Green Lantern's reputation on the big screen.
Green Lanterns are not nice people.
No.
They are not nice people. They are for justice, right? And justice is not nice. It is blurry. It can be beneficial. It can be nice. It can be a lot of positive things, but to call it something is black and white, straightforward as nice, I think it kind of, I think Green Lantern could really provide that insight as to what it means to be a lantern, if they do it right. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on that? I know I said some thought-provoking things right there.
Yeah, no, it just coincides with the synopsis, because you said that, it is true that Green Lanterns, what they stand for is that they stand for justice. And the synopsis immediately tells you that what kicks it off is the murder of somebody. So immediately you know that they're trying to get justice for somebody's murder. So I can already tell the direction that the story is going from there. And it's going in a pretty good direction from, what Green Lantern is. Whereas like before, other interpretations I've seen of the character, I'm gonna just reference that really bad movie again. I keep referencing it, but he's not like a Superman type character. Like Green Lanterns are darker characters.
Yeah.
So this is definitely fitting from what I'm hearing so far and what they're doing so far for the film. It's definitely going in the right direction.
Hell yeah. Next up, we have some Megalopolis news. A release date has been confirmed for September 27th, 2024. Baby, yeah. So this is for Adam Driver, the Adam Driver film. With as you see, he has some sort of abilities. His character basically has some time manipulation abilities, sort of like I guess it reminds me sort of like a Looper film, or the movie Looper, or what's another movie that or Tenant, or what was another movie that was, it's at the tip of my tongue, but I cannot think of it at the moment.
The one that you said after Looper, did you say The Attendant?
I said Tenant.
Oh, Tenant. Okay.
Tenant with John Washington.
Okay, I think I've seen that film.
There's another movie too, Inception. Yeah.
Oh, maybe. Inception. That one was really good. Oh man, if it's like Inception, it's gonna be lit because Inception was really good.
Yeah, I can. That's how I'm sort of looking at it right now. Like, it kind of gave me those vibes right there.
Yeah, for sure. With the way that and we showed the trailer on the podcast before. With the way the trailer was, it kind of did give me Inception vibes with the whole world bending feel to it.
Yeah,
so I can see that.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be stupid. It's gonna be nice, and it only comes out in like 3 months, so I'm there.
For sure, saying. Moving on though, the monkey. There's no trailer for this one, but there is a promotional image where it's just like this little monkey doll thing that's just sitting where is this red text that just says the monkey. But this one is a new Stephen Film King that's been announced to be in the works, based on the horror story from King's 1985 collection, The Skeleton Crew. This one is set to expand on the Master of Horror's original tale, or the horror story's original tale, about two brothers who discover a cursed monkey toy in their great uncle's attic. This one comes out February 21st, 2025.
Yo, that sounds legit right there. That's a Stephen King film if I've ever heard that. It even sounds good. And the fact that it has Stephen King, I'm already ready for this. Can it come out any sooner? Like, this is, oh my gosh, it sounds like a perfect summer movie,
right?
So you said it comes out February?
Yeah, on the 21st.
Dang, I wouldn't mind if it got delayed to the summer. I wouldn't mind. It's a perfect summer movie, but I don't know. Depends on how they work it. The fact that it's coming out in the spring kind of makes me feel like it won't have as many in terms of like lighting. It won't be as dark, but it'll be sort of like in the like maybe morning setting, or midday type of setting. I don't know. That sounds interesting.
It kind of gives me that feel as well when you say it's probably not going to be as dark and like in the morning and midday kind of feel. And even with the title being the monkey and the synopsis about them having they discover a cursed monkey toy, it makes me think a lot of stuff is going to be going on in the daytime. Like, I don't see it being like what's a film that I can compare it to where somebody discovers like a toy and then the toy just goes around.
Annabelle?
The only time, which one?
Annabelle.
Yeah, I was just about to say Annabelle. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like Annabelle. Nah. I don't think they're going for that feel. Not with Stephen King.
Okay.
I feel like more. It's going to have more of a This is Stephen King we're talking, so it's probably going to have more of a mystic, like supernatural vibe to it, rather than Annabelle, where it's like more of a demonic feel.
Well, hold on there. Stephen King, the one that came up with, Carrie.
Okay. Yeah, you do get a point there.
Children of the Corn,
Children of the Corn, yeah.
Reaper 2, the Running Man. What else we got here? Shawshank Redemption.
Didn't he do The Shining too?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know that, but
I think he had an adaptation of the Shining as well. But yeah, I get the point. Yeah, Stephen King can get pretty dark.
Man has got a portfolio, he's so I don't know. I can't really put much past him, but
yeah, well, I guess we will see when it comes out.
Oof, man. If it's anything like Children of the Corn, I hope it is. I hope it is.
Oh man. Children of Corn creeped me out when I was little.
Oh yeah. It's supposed to. We got into the cornfields, you know.
Moving on though, Merciless. So this is a film that John Majors is set to star in. It is a supernatural action thriller. Merciless follows a top CIA interrogator who, after the woman he loves is overtaken by a malevolent force. I wonder what they mean by malevolent force. But he's forced to go even darker in order to defeat this force. The film will star Majors in his first role since his third-degree assault and harassment conviction earlier this year. Because I know, like with Jonathan, like he had like a major controversy and stuff going on around him, where he was sentenced to participate in intervention after he was convicted in December, and then after like in March before that, way back in 2023, he had an altercation with his girlfriend, and then he had misdemeanor charges on him. And then I know he was in the MCU, and he was set to do like this Dreams movie and all kind of stuff, and Disney dropped him from the MCU. Dreams was canceled before it was released. All kinds of like crazy drama that went surrounding this guy over, those personal issues that he had in his life. So it's good for him, that he's getting back into a new role and getting into the movie scene again.
Absolutely, and this is the way to do it. It's like, this is what I'm talking about right here. Right? I love supernatural horror movies. This is just the way to go. I feel like there is no this will lead him down a path of, I think, longevity. Within the MCU, it's very easy to have all eyes on you. Granted, a lot of people in the entertainment acting industry have a lot of controversial things, but the fact that they're behind the scenes and they're not necessarily in the eye of public and children, they are able to sort of live their life and also not receive constant ridicule, while also getting better at the same time, and having the capacity to do therapy or self rejuvenation, if you will. But yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, I can't say that any better. We have more stuff with Kendrick Lamar. Like Kendrick Lamar, I know before they had like this really, really big block party for the filming of Not Like Us, the song.
Yeah.
And that was really, really big for a while. Like he's been making like a lot of moves and stuff like that ever since the beef that he had with Drake. Now he's doing a film with Dave Free and the two creators of South Park for like a comedy film as well. And that's coming out. There's no specific release date for that one, but that is coming out sometime in 2025. So him working with the South Park guys on like a comedy film, that is sure to be interesting. I know he can act because we discussed it before, but he had like a role in Power. So acting is not something that he's new to. So like in a comedy role, like with the South Park guys, and those guys are hilarious. So I know this is going to be an interesting team effort in film for sure. And he's also in like a movie with Pharrell as well. Like there's like a Lego movie I've seen on social media where he was playing one of the characters on that as well. So Kendrick Lamar, he's been doing his thing.
Are you talking about the piece by piece trailer?
Yeah, there's the movie for the Lego one is called Piece by Piece, and yeah, there's a trailer for it.
And you said he's acting on that one?
Yeah, it's just one of the Lego characters, I think.
Interesting. Let me see. go ahead and pop this up. Hold on. Yeah,
just doing voice work, because for an animated movie, that's pretty much all you can really do.
I don't even think I've seen this trailer, but now I'm curious. I want to watch it. Piece by piece, huh? Lego movie. Here we go, guys. Oh, hey.
Janet.
Timbaland as Timbaland and Kendrick Lamar. Gwen Stefani. Is that what Gwen Stefani?
It goes so fast, you can miss the names really easily. But
I saw Justin Timberlake in there.
Yeah.
Lamar?
Crazy.
We definitely didn't hear Kendrick Lamar. Timbaland. Justin Timberlake. Everybody's DUI? Oh man, huh? Jay-Z, what's up? Heavy celebrities in this movie. Got
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, interesting. Cool. Yeah, guys. That's dope. Congrats to them. I also wanted to. Did we expand on that yet? Kendrick Lamar pop out and show people at the concert on Juneteenth. You see that concert?
Yeah, I've seen clips of that one.
Yeah, man, the concert was crazy. Of course, LA showed up as they always do. I think one thing that people don't really know is that things like that, where you see all the people that you see on stage, it happens all the time, like at least once a year. You may see a little less, you may see a little more, but they're always in LA doing some type of charity get together or some type of event. They're there, and the only difference with this time around is that it was on a global streaming platform like Amazon, right? And so I think that has also blown that up to larger proportions. And to people also that weren't familiar with the to outside of the typical audience, aside from the beef as well, which the video is coming out for Not Like Us as well. You could see that they went right after the actual the concert. They went to start straight filming. My inkling though is are they going to film? Because in my opinion, the video should have already been out, right? Unless they're doing some additional edits or they're just saving it for this particular moment. Is only one of those things that could be. There is a third option. The third option is, what if they're going to film the video for all of the diss tracks for Kendrick and put them in a short film? Bro, would that be crazy? I could see them doing that. They got everyone they need to make it happen. And Kendrick is just that type of mastermind to put something like that together and drop it on Drake's birthday or something. Because apparently Drake did something like that to him as well on his birthday. But I mean, Kendrick is really not that petty. If anything, he'll drop it. If he were to do something like that, it would either be on his birthday or it'd be like a little sooner, just so that he can push out something like his push out the album. I also hear that Eminem's dropping an album pretty soon. I don't know what's coming first.
Oh yeah, I've heard one of the songs, I think, for the album that Eminem was about to drop soon. Houdini, I think, was the lead single. So I've heard that one. Yeah.
And he made a video for that one. He just dropped it like late at night, right?
Yeah.
And it was cool. It reminded me of Slim Shady, but he took it and he was like, I'm Eminem, but I'm also Slim Shady,
Yeah, I actually like Houdini a lot.
Come back to Slim Shady anytime you want, but because I'm him. But I think Eminem is what Drake tried to be. Tried to be the controversial, breaking boundaries of every single dimension of every single aspect possible. And I think he made numbers because given the generational circumstances, also being signed by Birdman and Lil Wayne, but
I think you froze.
Hello? Mic check.
You froze for a second. You last left off at generational numbers.
Yeah, he made generational numbers given of course the time is during the generation, right? But I think he was able to do that given the people, like Lil Wayne, who also thinks a lot like Drake, and that's where I think Drake got that from and sort of ran with that. Lil Wayne really doesn't do much, for hip hop. He does rap. He is good. He was good. He made very nice hits given his time and his generation. And he stuck to himself for the most part. He did have Birdman, who so hey, that's that. I think that's the most I'll probably talk about that. I could dive deeper, but I felt, if you don't tell no lies about me, I won't tell truths about you.
Yeah.
I don't know if that really makes sense. I tried to work that in there. That makes sense. But I think I left something out actually. Jeepers Creepers 5. Jeepers Creepers 5 is coming out. Jeepers Creepers 5 will be reportedly start filming once the court case is resolved for its production. So apparently they've undergone some legal battles. And hopefully Drake doesn't go into some legal battles of his own, but yeah, Jeepers Creepers.
Oh man,
I can't get around the whole thing. Jeepers Creepers 5 is reportedly they will reportedly start filming production. Whenever that time is, whenever that time comes out, people are waiting for it. They've been waiting for it for at least a year or more, probably 2. So it is sort of in a similar position as Blade. But in terms of Jeepers Creepers, I'm not exactly too sure. I know when it does finally come out, the production is going to be on another level. I do know that, given the modern era in film. But yeah, for sure. I guess next up we'll go ahead and dive into our news updates.
Yeah, there were some news I think where you were showing me something about Dyson spheres, where there was a study that was found where there were structures shown in space known as Dyson spheres, and I guess there's supposed to be some kind of foreign formation. I'm not really caught up on the topic or what they actually are, but I remember you were showing me something about them.
Yeah. Let me go ahead and showcase this for you guys very briefly. And all right.
Researchers say they've identified at least 7 stars that might be surrounded by super advanced alien megastructures known as Dyson spheres. Yes, I said alien structures, and I know what you're thinking, but just stay with me here, because the basic idea was this: superior intelligent life might build big structures around their home stars or planets as a way to harness or reuse that energy. A 1960s physicist who came up with this idea, Freeman Dyson, argued that if these structures existed, there'd be so much energy that human scientists on Earth could probably spot it because it would emit a lot of infrared radiation. So in this new study, researchers say they found 7 sources glowing in the infrared, those are their words, but couldn't find an obvious explanation for why these sources are glowing so much.
This study is by Project Hephaestus. That's the project. 600 700 plus documents, and this is the link right here if you guys want to go and find it. Study is by Royal Astronomical Society. It's a monthly notice. So go and documents for page report available there.
Which could mean they're Dyson spheres or something else entirely. And what I'm saying is, what? Space is so crazy. I wish I understood it better. So let's talk to a scientist to help wrap our heads around this. I'm joined now by Professor Jana Levin. She is an astrophysicist and author of the book Black Hole Survival Guide, as well as the Claire Toh Professor of Physics and Astronomy at Barnard College of Columbia University. Professor, first of all, thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me.
I tried to explain it a little bit. That was my very dirty version. I was going to be like, yeah, but I'm an English major who just had Google. You have a PhD in physics from MIT. So how do you explain Dyson spheres?
I think that was an excellent explanation. If you look at where we are relative to the sun, we're very far away. We're the third planet in. And imagine the light that we try to collect, let's say, with solar panels on people's homes or on any roofs to collect that energy. Imagine if you got really close and you caught everything the sun was emitting. It's just a tremendous amount of power. And so Freeman Dyson was thinking about this. Actually, he was originally inspired by sci-fi, written by Olaf.
Yeah, because all the best scientists are inspired by sci-fi.
Stapleton, like decades earlier. And his idea wasn't so much a solid sphere. It was really like satellites in orbit, a network of things that would be orbiting and would essentially, what we would now say, have solar panels and are collecting that energy.
So what do you make of this study?
That wasn't a real take, by the way. That was my personal opinion.
Just generally speaking, I guess. Do you think it's possible that these are the elusive Dyson spheres?
So I think it's very unlikely, but I'm open. We have to be open as scientists. If we think we know the answer before we go and observe, then we're already defeated. I think it's terribly unlikely, but it's extremely exciting and interesting to think about. And it's fun to think about. What's probably going to happen is we're going to look at this infrared signature that you mentioned, and we're going to find out that there's a natural cause. So a lot of things emit heat in the infrared. You know, infrared goggles allow us to see human bodies and the heat of human bodies. And it's not that dissimilar that when we look in the infrared, we see things emitting heat. So the idea was if we had this very technologically advanced civilization, like thousands of years beyond where we are right now, and they could build such a thing and it was collecting all this energy, it would collect also some heat and would have to cool off, and we would see that in the infrared. But there are other natural possibilities that could explain.
What do you think those possibly could be?
Well, it could be a very young star that still has some material around it in kind of a disk, and that's how planets form. Planets coalesce out of these early disks, and those can emit in the infrared. It could be that there's actually an entire galaxy in the distance behind the star, and we're seeing that galaxy, and we can't disambiguate those. Or it could be planetary collisions. I mean, there are natural explanations. But I think it's worth noting, we're looking just 1,000 light years around us. That sounds far, but it's actually really close. That's our backyard. The entire Milky Way galaxy is 100,000 light years across. And there are probably more planets in the Milky Way galaxy than there are stars. So we're talking of hundreds of billions and maybe trillions of planets out there. And I think we're in an era where we think the emergence of life is possibly inevitable elsewhere, that we're not the only example. Now, whether or not they've survived with thousands of years of industrial advancement to build a Dyson sphere is a different story.
Yeah. Do you think they're...
I think that we're talking possibilities versus probabilities here. And her opinions are very are embedded in education, methodically thought out questions and answers. I think that I guess in your average viewer opinion, it seems more probable for it or possible for it to be other life. To think that, if you're going based off of the evolutional theory that we derived based off of organisms and we sort of adapted as the planet adapted over time, then to consider that, and let's say if there are, let's say there is roughly a billion or billions of possibilities out there, to think that one of those possibilities have not ended up exactly like us, and that this is a this is not something that we should look into as a society, as a possibility, a big possibility, then I think that we're selling ourselves short a bit. And of course, they're doing their research, they're checking their angles, they're making sure that they're not using their opinion and their opinionated criticisms to look at this and actually work this out mathematically and through their scientific methods. But yeah, I mean, let's
there is a scenario where a Dyson sphere might actually exist, or do you think this is really just the stuff of sci-fi fantasy?
I think it's feasible, unlikely. If you look at where we are since the Industrial Revolution, it's only a couple hundred years. We're in a precarious position. We have climate change. We have struggles with nuclear power, nuclear weapons that are could be destructive. It's unclear that any species that makes it that advanced could survive far enough into their own future to be able to build a Dyson sphere. But there are optimists out there who say we'll find a way.
Yeah, right. The universe is a pretty big place, right? And it'd be a shame if it was just us. Seems like a lot of waste of space. Right? All right, Professor, thank you so much for being here. We really
Yeah, and Neil deGrasse Tyson said something very similar. There's a lot of speculation pointing at the fact that that could mean that yes, there is alien life, and that due to all the different people in the world that have said that they've actually seen spaceships, the people that have came out of certain positions, certain jobs, or just people that have traveled, people that have whether they're scientists or meteorologists, people have come out and said that they've seen proof of alien life. Though this video is very well did her opinion, her points were very well executed, right? She voiced some very valid concerns and points, and of course, she does have that PhD in this, right, in astrology. So yeah, I mean, it's I think it's very interesting. If you want to look toward the stars, if you guys want to do that, this is not to discourage you. And of course, I wouldn't do that to myself. I wouldn't do that to you guys, for you travelers out there. But yeah, this has been a very insightful video. What are your thoughts on it? I don't know if we could exactly voice any concrete like yeses or nos. But just based on like their wording, their rhetoric, and just their opinion based off of their expertise, what do you think this could potentially point to?
I don't know about anything super concrete, but she did mention in the video that infrared technology that they use showed signs of heat. And that usually indicates life, at least in our case. So I think that's indicative of like some other type of life of some sort, maybe being out there.
Yeah, it's very possible. You also stated that it could be a number of things, like it could be colliding planets. There's some natural
that as well. Yeah.
Which things heating up that much? We could. It seems like what she was saying or suggesting is that, of course, she was pointing out the possibilities. I guess in terms of probability, that's more subjective in this case. She's pointing out the possibilities that could be planets colliding, or just a number of natural causes within an early solar system. But yeah, I guess it's, it's up to us to point the focus toward this, so that they are allowed the voice to speak about these type of things. But yeah, I think it's very well, very insightful indeed. Yeah.
Did you want to go on to our gaming section?
Let's do it. Yeah.
All right. So Forza Horizon 4. So any of you guys out there who've purchased Forza Horizon 4 digitally, or if you purchase its DLC, right now, people are receiving free copies of the game since it's being delisted from the Xbox Store in Steam. So I think as of December 31st, 2024, which is going to be the end of this year, you won't be able to buy Forza Horizon 4 on the Xbox Store or the Steam Store digitally anymore. And I don't think they're going to run the online service of that game, since they're moving on to Forza Horizon 5 and beyond, and they're just focusing on that. But it is nice though that if you did purchase it digitally or the DLC, that they're giving you a free copy of the game. Because some companies, they don't even do that much. They just shut the game down and just leave you in the dark after you've already purchased the game. So that's kind of cool on them that they're doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I would want my money back. Shoot.
Right, for real. Like if you're going to just take away something from me that I just purchased, like give me my money back or compensate me in some type of way at least. But
I mean, 2 games in that case.
Right. But it's a good thing that they're doing that, because some companies, they don't even do that. They just shut the game down, and that is what it is.
Yeah. Dang.
Additionally, Ubisoft. So Ubisoft laid off 33 members of its Ubisoft Toronto development team. They had a statement specifically that said it's unclear what departments are going to be affected by the cuts, or how this may impact the development of Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time remake that Ubisoft Toronto recently brought into its support. However, Ubisoft insists that their plans remain unchanged, and that their teams are working to deliver on the Splinter Cell remake and other projects at the studio at this time. So I don't know what that indicates. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because they just announced not too long ago a release date for the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake coming out in 2026. And now they're laying off members that were specifically working on that game. So I don't know how that's looking for them.
Yeah, and you know what? I think they'll be fine. You know why? Because they have the cloud. Everyone has access to the cloud now, especially Ubisoft. They'll be all right. They're basically, that's normal procedure. Laying off 33 members, nothing too big. Ubisoft is a big company, and they have a lot of support behind them. So I definitely think they'll be all right.
True, considering how big Ubisoft is in general. I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah. Next up, though, an interview with Ubisoft CEO Yves Guillemot. I think that's how you pronounce that. Says some Assassin's Creed remakes are coming. He stated, firstly, players can be excited about some remakes, which will allow us to revisit some of the games we've created in the past and modernize them. There are some worlds in some of our older Assassin's Creed games that are still extremely rich, and I'm inclined to agree, because the first few Assassin's Creeds were just top notch. At least one and 2, and Brotherhood was good too, right? That was the third one, correct? Wasn't that the third one?
That was I think Brotherhood was in between 1 and 2.
1 and 2. Okay, I think.
Yes. So there's the first one, there's Brotherhood, there's 2, and then there's an actual Assassin's Creed 3. And then after 3, I think there's Black Flag.
So I had 1, 2, and 3. Didn't pick a Black Flag, although people really liked it at that game. I didn't really like the ship mechanic.
I didn't like Black Flag that much. I mean, I know a lot of people love that one because of certain mechanics that were in it.
Yeah,
like the ship mechanic that you just mentioned. But I kind of prefer the original trilogy. Like, I'm one of those guys that prefer the original trilogy too.
Yeah, I didn't like the water to ship aspect, and
no,
it felt like they were throwing too much and they just didn't know what to do with it at that point. But
yeah, to me it just felt too experimental in a bad way. Like it was leaning to me. It kind of felt like Assassin's Creed was losing their identity, but losing their identity in a way where they didn't know where else to take it. So they just did that kind of feel. So I kind of feel where you're coming from with that, because I was one of the few people that didn't like that one as well.
I mean, I'm glad someone else agrees. That's because I think probably the most I hear about is people like it. I never hear anything negative about Black Flag or Assassin's Creed, mind you, but that's interesting stuff. Next up, though, we have Dead Rising. Capcom has revealed Dead Rising Deluxe Remaster, a remaster of Xbox 360 game that first launched in 2006. Though once previously Xbox exclusive game, and Xbox exclusive games, can't even talk all this.
It's so good. It's late. I feel you.
It's made its way to PlayStation and PC platforms, right? So that's good. I guess it remains unclear that the remaster is coming, which platforms is coming to, but it's theorized that it will also be coming to PlayStation and PC due to this change. There are no word on the expected remaster, although there is a teaser trailer. What are your thoughts on this before I pull up the trailer?
To me, this is good news. I had the old Dead Rising game on the Xbox 360 way back then, and that was one of the funnest zombie games that I played. Where like you're literally in this mall and you just go. You can get crazy with it. You can get silly with it. I remember like there were some silly weapons in the game and like all kinds of stuff. The music in that game was very iconic too. I think anybody that played Dead Rising 2006 on the Xbox 360 remembers the mall thing that played in that game.
Okay.
But the fact that it's now probably most likely coming to PlayStation and PC this time is definitely good news.
Hell yeah.
Say, buddy, you mentioned something about research for a story. Frank West.
Remember that name, because the whole world's going to know it in 3 days.
Woo-hoo!
No, they didn't show any gameplay. Dang.
Is that the only trailer you've seen?
Yeah, that's the only trailer I believe that they dropped for it so far. Just the teaser trailer.
Oh well, I mean, just that alone. Also, it kind of made me want to buy it just a little bit.
I will tell you, if you've never played the original game, it's extremely fun. Like, there's no way that they can mess up the remaster unless they just. If it's just a remaster, the only way that they can mess it up and not make it fun is that they just completely change the gameplay. Like, the original game is super fun. I think you like it.
Really? What things did you enjoy most about them?
Just the over the topness of the game itself is pretty over the top. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it other than it's just over the top, goofy as far as like how the game plays.
Over the top goofy. Okay.
Like it's not a dark zombie game like and I love dark zombie games too, but it's not a dark zombie game like a Resident Evil type game. Like it's a little bit more it's a little bit more lighter in tone.
Lighter in tone. Okay. Okay. But would you say it's like because it gave me PS2 vibes, and that is not inherently bad. When I say PS2, I mean what's that joke? What's that game called? It's almost because
is it a zombie game?
No, it's not. It's not a zombie game. It's just like Grand Theft Auto, but it's not Grand Theft Auto. It's like it's animated.
Grand Theft Auto. It's an anime game.
It's an animated game. Yes.
That's like Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, I don't know why I can't think about it right now. What is it called?
That was on PlayStation 2.
Yeah,
I can't think of that either, but I will say that maybe you get that vibe from it because it has a sort of like the original Dead Rising has a sort of arcade-ish feel to it. So maybe that's why you get that vibe from it.
Quite possibly. Quite possible. Okay.
But it's extremely fun. I think you could definitely you should definitely check it out. This isn't the first time that they've done remasters. Like I'm assuming that this is a complete remake of it, not just a remaster, because they've remastered Dead Rising a couple times before.
I wonder if they're going to scale it, or if that's what they're pushing out right there. I wouldn't mind it, because personally I don't play or do things or watch things based off of purely the animation or the art, but I wonder if they're going to sort of scale some better quality animation in there. Just a thought. I don't know if it needs it because it's such a big franchise, but I think that would bring it to a larger audience for sure. But yeah, that's interesting stuff. I think with that being said, it is time for us to officially announce our hiatus. We've been pretty much going 7 months strong.
Yeah, week to week for the most part. We had a couple of breaks every now and then, but it was very rare. Maybe like 1 or 2 times.
One or 2 times, yeah. But we've been. Where's my camera at? We've been going strong for basically on a weekly basis. Every weekend between the hours of 3 to 10 p.m. Pacific and Eastern Standard Time. It's just been an insanely fantastic ride. And if you've been supporting us so far, I really want to appreciate thank you guys by letting you guys know we're gonna be there's gonna be a new video coming soon on the fanfic channel very soon. Working on the script now. Also gonna be pushing out a video to the Voyager channel. So this link to that description is going to be down below as well. I know Breezy's in the work, right? Do you want to talk about your music? Anything new that may pop?
Oh yeah. I still have 2 songs currently in the work. I'm still working on them and doing some editing, but they should be coming sometime pretty soon. If I don't get them done by the end of this weekend, I want to say probably have them done by the end of next week. But I got a couple things in the work, so should be pretty exciting.
So we are actually set to return either the end may be either a 2 to 3 week hiatus, so either the end of July to beginning of August. The first week, so either the last week of July weekend or the first weekend of August. Again, make sure to watch out for those videos. We will still be posting on our channels in the comment section. Will be available on all social media platforms, Twitter, Twitch, you name it. We also may be doing some more live streams and video content on the Voyager channel as well. But there'll be there'll be a video dropping in the near future. Before we come back, coming up to you guys, this has been the Sync Zone podcast. Yeah, I'm trying to think to see if I remember anything, if there's anything that I'm leaving out. Yeah. Make sure to also join the Discord. Link will be in the description down below. If you've enjoyed this content so far, if you would like a chance to come on the Sync Zone podcast as a guest, make sure to also hit us up via email on the Sync Zone podcast at gmail.com or Twitter. Twitter works as well. I may not respond to you if you join the Discord. May not respond to the PM, but yeah, this has been the Sync Zone podcast, or this has been Zone FanFic. Joined here by host Breezy, and yeah, we'll see you next time, travelers.
Alrighty, peace.
Peace.